talk to a lot of the younger generations. We grew up on Captain Planet, Voltron, and like Ninja Turtles to try to be superheroes. But now that we're in our 40s, you're in the 60s, you're already telling about the future in 20 years from now as a visionary, giving the people the warning, and the scientific objective approach of what to do to prepare, because you may not be on this planet. We may not be on this planet either to make it that long, but we'd like to prepare our future generations for what's to come. The issue I'm seeing is, even though they call it climate change, I'm sensing a lot of pollution, corruption, destroying of the rainforest, our oceans, and life, which is killing the troposphere, ionosphere, anything else protecting our ozone layer and the magnetosphere. Is there a way we can repair the magnetosphere by
No.
replanting trees or something?
No. The magnetosphere goes through this every 12,000 years. It will re-energize just like that. Once the center point of the electromagnetic current sheet hits the sun, and then it re-energizes the sun starts over again, and then we start over on a new 12,000 year cycle.
And you said it's 3 days. Can you explain this snake-like sun kill shot? What happens?
Well, kill shot's something different.
Oh.
The micronova, when I was a kid, we had a yellow sun. If you look up now, it is not a yellow sun, it's a white sun. In a sense, what's happening in our solar system, it's building up like dust and other particles that are just building up, building up, building up. And as it continues to build, the sun will get whiter and whiter. And then when you get right before the micronova is going to occur, about 3 days before it's going to occur, the sun will start to look like orange, and then red, and then it gets darker and darker red until it turns black. And that lets you know, that last 3 days, that it's getting ready to burst. And that's when you need to get underground. So that's written in all of the texts of all of the religions, of the ancient religions around the world. If you go and read the Tibetan, the Sanskrit, the Pali, all of the different cultures have that in their record. It's there if you just go and read it. They all tell the same story. The Four Horsemen. The Four Horsemen is really about the sun, how it changes its hues.
Can you please explain that for people who've never heard that before?
Well,
The analogy.
The white horse, the red horse.
yeah, it goes through, and then the last horse, the pale horse, and hell follows it. Because the hell is the micronova when it hits. And it will be hell. But it is a rebirth. It's a rebirth of the solar system. And we're seeing the effects throughout the solar system. I mean, Pluto lost a third of its atmosphere. Neptune, if you think of hurricanes on our planet, in the northern part of our planet above the equator, hurricanes spin like this. They spin this way. They go clockwise, and below they go counterclockwise. Well, on Neptune, all the storms used to spin in a certain way, and when a certain amount of the electromagnetic current sheet hitting them, they're spinning in an opposite direction now. There's other effects, and as you look at the other videos, you'll see, as Ben Davison points out, all the effects, and we see outside of our solar system. If you look to the center of the Milky Way galaxy, we see what are the 3 stars closest to us on that line. If we're expecting that there's going to be changes, we should have seen changes on them, because we know how many light years they're away from us. 4 light years, 8 light years, 12 light years. I haven't got the numbers exactly right there.
Sirius, right, is the closest star.
The three where we've seen the effects is Proxima Centauri, I think it's AD Leo, and I forget the third one. There's like 3 of them, but we've seen them. We saw the first one go off in the 1990s, boom, and another one about 10 to 12 years later, boom, and another one. All 3 have lit up. They're slightly different because they're slightly different types of stars, slightly different sizes. There are different growth stages, but each of them, what we're finding out throughout the galaxy and the universe is, they taught us back in school, a supernova and it destroys it. No, it's a process where some of the stars, and some of them have reoccurring novas that happen. They're micronovas. They're different scales, and there's different sizes of stars, different types of stars. But this is something that happens all the time, where they pulse in a sense. And when I say it's shedding its skin, it's just like a snake. It's growing, in a sense. It's living. It's a living thing. The sun is a living thing. And as the energy hits it, it affects it, and it re-energizes it. This is just a re-energizing.
Yeah, that energy wave sheet you're talking about from the center of the galaxy is actually bringing charged particles.
It's bringing a bunch of stuff, and I don't want to go into all
And there's
that.
a bunch of dust in the arm of the galaxy anyway that the sun gravitationally is attracting.
Like if you live in a colder climate in the middle of the winter and it's dry in the place, and you rub your feet on the floor and you go, and you get a shock.
Yep.
Casino all the time.
That's what's going to happen with the sun, but on a much grander scale, and it's going to give off energy like no tomorrow.
What did you call it? It was like the arc lightning, the cosmic ray. What was the
An arc is an arc discharge also.
Discharge.
So you really need to study, and if you go to his website, he has the disaster playlist, and you can go through the disaster playlist. I mean, he's been doing this since
Ben Davidson, you mean?
Yeah, he's been doing this since 2010. He has. I don't need to get that. It's one of my sons. He's been doing this since 2012, 2010. So it's for 13 years. I've known about him for 10 years. People ask stupid questions over and over.
Correct.
Over and over.
Yes.
He answers. The guy is amazing. I don't know how he has the energy that he has.
Or patience.
But on his daily things, I'll show you just today's little episode. And then people ask questions. He answers the friggin' questions. I'm like, I don't know where he has the time to do this. And he gets tired of getting the same stupid questions, and he goes, "You're a newbie. Before you ask questions," he said, "you just came into a graduate level course." He goes, "and you start asking questions. You didn't attend all the classes." He goes, "Here's your reading material. It's the disaster playlist, which has tons of videos. Go do your homework. Then if you have questions, bring your questions." So, but he teaches people, says, go take the course before you ask the questions. So, but he gives the information to people. It's like taking a graduate level course, but the layman can understand this. Yes, I probably understand it better than most because I have a scientific background. However, I don't think that he presents it in a way that anybody with half a brain and common sense can understand what he's talking about.
And all the information is free,
the information
online.
Is free, the data's there.
And we will gather it and organize it all in the Telegram group.
So, I mean, and then you can just get his daily updates all the time. And I only send you guys stuff when I think is a good one. Or when he gives like these synopsis ones every now and then, I keep the link to that because that's good to have. So then when I run into somebody and say, okay, you have questions? Watch this first, get back with me. I can give you this whole spiel that I just gave you, or you can watch this stuff which is going to put more meat on the bones. I've only given you the friggin' skeleton. And I've missed a lot of stuff. I haven't given you everything. I mean, this is super in-depth. And it's not just Ben Davidson. Several other people... That son calls over and over.
Several other people
that I follow have since passed away. One guy was really good. I don't know if he's passed away, but he was in his 80s. Ralph Whiskey. And I think he's either from Belgium or Netherlands. He goes into the science, the real science, where Ben just gives it to you more so the layman can understand it. But he goes into the in-depth science of plasma and how everything works. And he does 2 and 3 hour videos that put you to sleep because he talks in a slow drawl. But the science is impeccable. So if you want to learn the real science, go there. Then other people like
Ralph Whiskey, right? You said
Ralph Whiskey.
We'll have all of this stuff organized and accessible.
I'll send to Andrew that. I'm trying to think of. I can't think of his name right now. He passed away, and he got the vaccine and passed away from that. But he wrote a couple of books, not by fire but by ice. But he shows the catastrophic things where we looked at when species changed. The dinosaurs died, this happened, but he says Darwin wasn't right. It's not, there is survival of the fittest, yeah, but he shows this punctuated times down when humans and every living creature on the planet is exposed to high levels of radiation for a period of time. That changes our DNA and it changes us.
Causes mutation.
Causes mutation. New species spring out. But he shows that. He's got 2 books that show it. I just can't get his... Robert Felix, that's his name. Yeah. He passed away in June of 2021. But his 2 books are excellent. One of them is Not by Fire but by Ice. But it's a different way of looking at evolution. And he's correct. After I read his books, I said, yeah, okay, he's correct.
Better than the Big Bang Theory we've been lied to
Big
about?
Bang is nuts also. Many things that we've been taught are not correct. So...
does it conflict with anything Richard Dawkins wrote with evolutionary biology?
I don't
or
know.
Evolutionary psychology, sorry?
I don't know that person,
Okay.
so I can't comment.
Any questions you want to close this?
Oh,
with?
we could just go on forever. I'm going to have to edit and chop a little bit with this. I know that you are not really a public person. Normally at the end I would ask how people could get in touch with you or reach out. But
I mean,
maybe through the Telegram group
So
or...
Freedom TV.
yeah, and the main thing, myself and a few others, you know, Andrew, we're trying to build, we know we need to build a community because these things are going to occur. We've chosen to live here, so we want to build it with the people here and be prepared. So that's the key thing. I mean...
Yeah, that's a big point. For people who are in Hawaii, people on the island of Maui, do connect with Maui Freedom TV if you want to join a like-minded community of communities. There are different groups on different islands that are doing things to prepare, doing farmer co-ops. Like a lot of people eat the food off of the land here. That's something that Barry's been very active in getting us all the fresh vegetables and the expertise from the people that are much better at growing vegetables than I am. Anything else you want to add to that?
No, just that we need to find a way to include the young people because unless they're included, I mean, we're going to need them really. I mean, I'm getting older and older.
Well, and they need this
capable.
knowledge because without it, we're not, humanity isn't going to make it to the next level very easily.
You know, we don't want people to just freak out. We want people to say, okay, when it occurs, okay, you've already mentally prepared yourself for what you need to do. And we need to, I mean, you don't want to give all this information to a 7-year-old or an 8-year-old. But once somebody's a young teenager, they need to learn these things because this is the world they're going to be living in. They're thinking they're going to be living in an electronic super world. That's not going to be around that much longer. So we can recreate it later if we have the resources and the knowledge, but this is going to occur. You're going to need a shovel and a hoe and know how to grow your own food because that's going to be the most important thing, you know. Fresh water, potable drinking water, food, survival. So
Off-grid community building.
Yeah.
So heads up, look up. You said it was Ben Davidson's phrase was eyes open,
eyes
no
open,
fear?
no fear, be safe, everyone.
All right. Thanks, Ben Davidson, for giving us all of that. Thank you, Barry O'Keefe, for connecting us with Ben Davidson and all of these other experts that you've been studying for, what, 20 plus years now? You said you've been looking into all of this?
Well, I've known this for about 10 years.
Okay.
I've always been interested in the stars, and that was kind of a pet peeve. I know a lot about astronomy and all that, but that's just like a hobby. I mean, gardening's a hobby, hiking's a hobby, you know. But then,
until we have to have it to survive.
Right, but then I came upon this information, and any information you come upon, you want to do your research to determine, is this person full of crap? Or do they know what they're talking about? And over time, listening to different people, you say, oh, this guy, yeah, I can take some of what he's saying, but he's wrong on this, he's wrong on that.
Right.
you find who knows what they're talking about, and then you myself as a scientist, I can look at the information and data and determine, okay, he's right.
Right.
I mean, he backs it up with data and science, and I know that he's correct, and this is going to occur.
And to
So-
summarize that, what I tell people, you know, I used to smoke joints and watch YouTube videos about the pyramids and all of this pole shift stuff and think, wow, these hippies have some cool ideas. And then I would go back to work not thinking about it. But then when I met Barry, who is a very much feet on the ground empirical science thinker and doer, and he's telling me these things are legit, then I decided, okay, it's time for me to get educated again and look at it from that perspective and take this stuff very seriously.
Yeah. Sticking your head in the sand is an option, but the results are not going to be very good. You need to just say, this is going to occur, what do I need to do?
See you on Telegram, folks. Connect with us if you want to join the off-grid community, if you want to join the Heads Up or Look Up Telegram group that will have all of this information organized in a way that everyone can access it and add to it. Aloha.